Long ago, when ether was still new, Kalis soared the skies. She taught the air striders her ways and raised up the Arkai Mountains. Her brothers and sisters quarreled ferociously, and so she left Ether and her people behind. The air striders wanted her back, and so they forged the Kaelin orbs to light her way home. Our goddess descended, only to find her followers divided. Do we expand or endure? Who should have the right to fly? All this and more drove her back to the highest of heights once again. I will not sit idly and wait for her return like the Air Elders. I must set out to challenge my own principles. Relax.
Hi everyone. Welcome to yet another monthly of Ether. We are getting pretty far down the line now. I believe this is monthly of Ether number 9. I want to say 9, 10.
Might be
Pretty.
9, yeah.
Yeah, monthly of Ether 9. 9 months. 3/4 of the way into the first year of this game, and it's only getting more exciting. I am Zanati, and I'm joined by Matthias Wolfbrock.
Hello everyone, yeah, I'm back for yet another stream today.
Yeah,
It's me
it's been
again.
a long weekend for you, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has been, because yeah, we had obviously 3 European rivalries yesterday, which was our big European bracket, with $300 in cash prize. And also we had the cruise today, so yeah, very busy weekend for rivals in Europe.
Yeah, action packed so far, but the action is not going to stop rolling as we have top 8 of our monthly of Ether EU singles bracket. No doubles this time, just singles. I think people were just a bit too worn out after this long weekend of rivals for some doubles, but still very, very hot for some intense sets. And we will be leading off with, I believe, Genarog and Lily.
Indeed, 2 people that we've actually seen do very well even yesterday during the free European rivalries bracket.
Yeah,
Genarog
for sure.
obviously making it to second, looking to take a bracket now that Impasse is out of the picture. And Lily, I believe, made it to 4th, if I'm not mistaken.
4th. Yeah.
Yeah, 4th. Also looking to take a bracket now that Impasse is not in the bracket.
Yeah, and a fantastic matchup because Lily and Genarog also have a storied history. Just even this weekend alone, they played back in Eternity, and that was a winning set for Lily, and would have been. And Genarog did get double eliminated by Orcane that tournament in general, so has been struggling a little bit in this Fleet Orcane matchup, which is becoming only more and more prominent as this game seems to evolve. We just seem to crop up more and more Orcanes within Europe itself, and yeah, it's looking like an interesting one.
Yeah, as I was saying earlier today as well, I think that Orcane is probably either top 1 or top 2, definitely in the top 2 of characters during this patch, just because all the changes to CC and floor hogging are actually helping them quite a lot.
Yeah.
And also because they're a heavy boy. At the end of the day, they're a heavy boy. They survive long.
Yeah, I am exactly there with you. If I had to name a top 2 of this cast right now, I'd probably say Clara and Orcane, and I'm not sure which one's first. I think Orcane is a phenomenal character. Like you said, the changes are massively beneficial, and then within Europe itself as well, it's a crazy pick because we have a lot of heavies. Like, heavies are popular in Rivals of Ether in general because this is one of the premium platform fighters where heavies are good. And when heavies are good, heavies are really popular because they're just so easy to use. But Orcane is the bane of literally every heavy in the game. Etalus, he can deal with it a little better. Krag and Loxodon despise this little whale. They hate him. He is a massive menace to them, and Fleet is just another unfortunate victim who you think would be okay, but she has a really hard time of pinning down the whale.
Yeah, I was about to say, we do have a surprising amount of Loxodons in Europe, I will say.
So many.
We also have a massive amount of Loxodon down players in Europe, but you know.
Yeah. I think that character could be worse in the game, but it just doesn't matter. Like, he can still kill you at 30 with true combos, and so, like, I don't care. I still hate him. It doesn't matter to me. But speaking of hatred, we'll see how Genarog can overcome. He's growing dislike of this matchup, I think. He's not been having a great time with it. With a stage pick, banning around Merchant Port first. Great first ban, I think. I think Orcane's really strong on that. Lily responds with a Forest and Hodojo, and we're going to Godai Delta.
Yeah, I think Godai makes sense for both characters. This is a very, like, you know, stable stage. And also one where they can kind of... they might be doing button checks, you know, ping checks.
Yeah, connection pass for button checks.
Yeah. Some servers have been a little bit spotty, like, lately. So, yeah, they might be doing just real quick some button checks for good measure.
Yeah.
But yeah, as I was about to say, like... this is a stage that makes sense for both characters. I feel like Orcane can do pretty well in terms of controlling the platforms with bubbles and stuff like that. And Fleet just is going to have a lot of room to work with in order to reset up a little bit of zoning, just weave in and weave out pretty consistently. So I think the stage pick makes sense for the first game.
Yeah. I do like it for Arcane because, of course, the lower ceiling of Godai, it went from a pretty abysmal stage to kill characters on off the top to a very, very good one. Even with the lower platforms, it's they massively changed it. They did say they would massively change it, and they followed through on that. It is a far better stage when you're wanting to go up against floaties, and both these characters almost flying off the top, so we'll see how they can both explore this weakness. Of course, also less close side blast zones, no more fleet carrying off the sides, ideally for Lily, which is one of the best ways for fleet to kill right now. And that doesn't seem to stop Lily, Genarog at all, as he takes the first stock with a flying backer.
Yeah, Genarog just passing by, you know. I feel like Lily is one of those players who maybe need to adapt a little bit more to their opponent, like a little bit more slowly, and make kick up one gear a little bit later. But Genarog is just like playing consistently, you know. Been doing well in the brackets all weekend long. Also did pretty well during the crew battle earlier today.
Yeah,
I think
Italians kept carries for sure.
Yeah, it is interesting though because I feel like just the stamina might be kicking in as well at the end of this weekend. So I'm afraid we might see a little bit more mistakes from both players, to be fair. But we'll see.
So far, Genarog looks pretty clean. He's sticking to the side of the stage as he likes to. He's a player that's sort of not super aggressive. He likes to stick to underneath the platform specifically and then float up and around them and about and sort of mix up his opponent's movement with that way. And so you come into his big sorty aerials and you lose every trade, or you just get grabbed like that as Lily whiffs from the corner. And yeah, that's just it. There's so much potential here when you're dancing around in the corner for reversals or just early kills that Genarog has used so well so far.
Yeah, I also really like right now Genarog's game plan of just doing short hop into Lily's space. Just because that short hop is just enough to get right above the down strong, at least uncharged down strong. And therefore, like, it makes Lily's job of actually getting a kill much harder. We're going to finally find that back throw, but like, that took some time, that took a while. Now Lily's already at 102%. She is struggling.
Yeah, lots of work to be done here. Lily still has access to the puddle across the other side of the stage, is going to use it at that point because Genarog can't really access it with any sort of hitbox. Lily manages to find her way out, but she eats so much percent while doing so. Platform tech chase down strong, shielded very smartly by Lily, who's off stage, goes to puddle once more. That one's a bit too obvious, however. She gets caught by an Etzel. She's off stage. Oh, but Genarog whiffs the down air, goes way too low and dies at 20.
Yeah, this is exactly what I was saying about potentially the stamina kicking in and just a couple more mistakes that we are used to from these players. It can happen. Thankfully, Genarog had a one-stock lead, so it wasn't too consequential, but you still gotta be careful about all that.
Yeah, I imagine there was just a float input that was intended from Genarog there that just didn't come out, and so instead of a back air that was sort of hovering above Lily, he went fully down with it. Yeah, unfortunate SD, but clearly it didn't matter much. Genarog still had a very fresh final stock because that was just a strong game and a strong game plan, I think. Good personal reads, great like expectations of burns from the corner, especially grab. It was clear that Genarog was very, very cognizant of the fact that Lily likes her reversals, but also the game plan of just sticking around the corner, letting Lily do all the work in neutral. I thought it worked out really well.
It really did, honestly. It's going to be interesting how they can apply their game plan on Armada, which is one of the more unique stages in the game. Just because it is one of those stages where recovery is going to be hampered a little bit more because of the lack of wall going all the way down. But overall, I feel like this could actually be a pretty decent stage for Arcane because as long as you have that safety measure of the bottle, like, you could do some very tricky stuff as well.
Yeah, Arcanes have like been not necessarily super enthused about this stage, and I have been
yeah,
and that's kind of why. That's
kind
scary,
of
right? But I've been heavily arguing against them because someone has to be good on Air Armada. Everyone says it's a bad stage for them, but someone has to be good on it if it's bad for everyone else. I think that character is Arcane. Like you said, doesn't care that much about recovery usually. You have Puddle, you have your get out of jail free card that allows you to go off stage and make mistakes. As long as it leads to results, it doesn't matter because you have that safety net. And even then, also killing off the top, this character's phenomenal at it. You're seeing Lily press LB a lot. That's because that move kills her like 80 on fleet on this stage. It's just that Lily's being perhaps a bit too optimistic with it.
Yeah, maybe just a little bit too optimistic. seeing a little bit of air pressure coming in, but Genarog right now just doing a phenomenal job at actually surviving, honestly. The up deals in there too, still not enough, which is kind of crazy to think about at some point. Dark throw still not enough either. Like, okay, finally we're going to go way over there and get that back air. That's still almost a one-stock lead for Genarog. It is not looking too great for Lily at the moment.
Lily's side Bs have just managed to escape every platform. That is a very annoying thing actually about this platform. It can kind of stop Fleet from getting any of those easy down airs on those more susceptible side Bs. So yeah, good pick, but it's not really working out like you said. Genarog's just kind of keeping her in the corner. He's not really losing his patience at all. He's taking his time, making sure he just gets the kill. He will get the kill eventually, I think is the mindset right now. It's just a matter of time. So instead of forcing it, just take your time with it. Eventually you'll get that grab, down throw up there, gonna do it. And that's a great stock lead from Genarog, who looks sort of untouchable right now.
And I think that, funnily enough, patience might be one of Europe's weakness at this point in time. But Genarog is probably one of the players who's playing the most patient in the top echelon of EU players overall. So yeah, he really doesn't need to overcommit or anything. He's just going to wait for his time, bide his time, and eventually it's just gonna work out.
We're going to see a smash attack probably from Lily here, who's looking to get this sort of stock. I think she really wants to get to the bubble and then maybe launch an F-Strom. Ooh, and so she parries! And Genarog floats softly away from the wall and cannot recover. Lily gets a massive stock there, baits Genarog into thinking she's going to attack. That's a great mix-up from Lily, but she's still struggling with this.
Yeah, she's still struggling. She's completely off stage. The puddle is present, but it is still a difficult situation to be in. We're right above the fleet. You do not want to be above the fleet as she does the up strong. This is going to be very complicated to get back from, and the back air is going to do it. That was kind of a checkmate situation anyways, because like, what was he going to do really? Teleport? And teleport was going to get punished. Like, Genarog was in the perfect position to punish that as well, so...
Yeah, just really good positioning and a fairly dominant game on Lily's counter pick. Like, Genarog did not look worried at any point during that game, and even with that stock from the parry, like, Lily's gotten two very early stocks here, and it's still been a clearly stock lead victory from Genarog so far, who maybe has a handle on this OK matchup, or maybe it was just Stuga who had the better of Genarog on Friday, but all the same, I've got a lot of confidence in this fleet player right now, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, again, the situation is much different than yesterday as well, because again, there's the experience of the crew battles, and also yeah, like, there's still an entire day. Obviously, if you're doing crew battles, like, you want to take a break at some point during the day, just in between that and the bracket, but you're also always thinking about, yeah, how can I beat this character that's been annoying me for all this time?
Yeah. Maybe an answer from Genarog, and I guess the question is now, how is Lily going to adapt, right? Genarog has been quite shield heavy, and is certainly like waiting for you to whiff moves. So I would like to see a more grab heavy play stuff from Lily, not from the corner, but just after Genarog whiffs a move, or after Genarog like whiffs a wave dash, or just isn't seeming so confident. I think you can look for grab there. I think he's like shielding a lot in these scrabble situations, and also just representing pressure with movement and not necessarily any aerials, or literally these safe aerials. Nonetheless, Lily with a patented bubble butt from ledge into F-Strong is going to get a lot of percent, but now she has no bubble. She burned it for really no reason, Mateus, and that is cursed.
She has no resources. It's going to be over. It is over. Yeah. Like,
yeah.
As you said, like, we definitely want to see more with punishing from Lily overall. Thankfully, she's going to be able to get that kill all the way off the top. Much important, not that high of a ceiling, all things considered. But yeah, this is still a rough situation, and that is an SD, an unfortunate SD, as they were trying to grab ledge, and Genarog is just able to get the ledge hog off of that.
Yeah, Lily accidentally uses her wall jump, so she up B is just thinking she'll be fine. But Genarog is really, really like aware of that situation, and just grabs ledge, gets rid of it. And Lily has no other option to get back into stage. That's such an early stock. Finally, it's Lily who catches one of these early deaths. She also had one on Armada, but this one was bad. and there is so much work to be done. But Genarog is pressuring amazingly. Single jab into float away. Just such good pressure, such good timing, except Lily is off stage with no jump and no puddle. But Genarog burns it a little too quickly. Doesn't quite find anything. Still, Lily is trying to pressure in the corner, trying to get any sort of extra damage that she can before Genarog tacks on too much, but it's looking rough.
And Genarog is doing such a good job as well at mixing up the timings in terms of sending in the arrow and the tornado, just in general, which is really messing with Lily's ability to parry. Like, look at that. She cannot get a parry to save her life. Finally, we're gonna get the up B in order to kill here, because this is still a very good move to kill. But 122%, that is a mountain to climb for the Arcane player.
A mountain to climb, and every single hand footprint is going to be really difficult to find because Genarog does not make it easy, especially at this high percent. Pressures Lily out in the corner. Back air is going to do it. Genarog gets that win over Lily, over Arcane, finally making his mark against this character this weekend. That's what we want to see. That's improvement from the Italian fleet.
Yeah, that's the thing as well. Like, Genarog really didn't seem to be worried in any way, shape, or form during that match. Like, it was just another Sunday for him. You know, just another Sunday.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to think about when we know that he has had a little bit of trouble in the matchup.
Yeah, looks really good there. And yeah, the big one in that game in particular was just that ledge grab on the accidental wall jump up B. Like, that made the situation so much more difficult. It looked like Lily could have done something there, but unfortunately, Genarog is just way too aware and moving way too well right now. And it's interesting, you mentioned stamina, and Genarog has made some mistakes, but there's also parts of this game that seem more refined and clean, and honestly, it's really impressive how he sort of managed to sort of keep gas in the tank, or at least find a second wind. And that's led to a very commanding victory.
Indeed, and to be fair, I haven't seen, because I was on the stream for Years of Ever, obviously, the crew battle tournament. I haven't seen Genarog too much, just because for the first half of the event, first up, the Rivals Italy stream we couldn't see for some reason. It wasn't coming up. So then I refreshed, and then we just didn't have the opportunity to see Genarog in action.
Yeah, I think.
So maybe it's just he's had a lot more practice. A lot more practice with working in an almost higher pressure situation, I would say, because in those brackets, obviously, you still have two chances to mess up in a single game. Well, in crew battles, you want to keep as many stocks as you can, so it's really not the same mentality at the end of the day.
Crew battles is insane, man. Especially when you got knowing that there's people relying on you. I feel like it could be so much more worse than bracket. Every time when I went to my first game today, I was bricking it, man. But it worked out. But all the same, yeah. I think Genarog was leading for Italy a lot as well, which is why you might not have caught him, because I think they just wanted to make a big splash from the beginning, get a lot of stocks down from someone that they know can carry really hard, and then sort of let the rest of the crew clean up. But as a result, yeah, didn't have the flashiest performance or anything.
Yeah, and speaking of people who did very well this weekend as well, Saols! Saols taking a surprising third place yesterday at 3 European rivalries with his Edelus.
This guy's an interesting one.
Yeah, just been tearing apart everyone and being very aggressive, honestly. Just one of the most aggressive Edeluses that you could find on the continent. Gives me shades of Prime Bleb in Rivals 1.
Really? I thought Saols when I played him a little bit patient, honestly. I feel like he's very happy to dance around platforms, but I think he can also use that to establish some sort of offensive presence. So that makes sense. But yeah, Saols, like you said, massive weekend so far. Did really well in the crew battles as well. Took a lot of stocks. I recall, I think it was against the 3rd seed of their pool, or the 2nd seed of their pool. It was 6-5 in terms of stocks. Saols was the 6th stock. And then he took 5 stocks in a row without losing it, or while losing 1, and it was just, yeah. It's a performance you kind of expect from Edelus. I think this character is really well geared for things like crew battles because he just has such insane gym potential, and then this character is just so well placed. You don't get to see it too much, he's not the most popular character, but he is growing. There were 2 Edeluses, one Edilus who got 9th at Gommel and another Edilus in top 8, I believe, and his presence is just going to keep growing in my opinion. He's really, really strong in this patch. strength of spikes with down air and up B, just like delete stocks like that, and then he's a great response for
It definitely feels like Elos has been coming into with the latest few patches. Not just the last one, but just the latest few ones overall. Like, he was considered very weak at release, but like now I feel like he's in a really good spot. Now, speaking of characters that who definitely are in a lesser spot than they were before, Zeraburn got hit pretty hard in the last match, but I still feel like he's a very strong contender. And Mankinen is no stranger to actually being an absolute menace on the field.
Yeah, you mentioned DonCascone earlier, and that's Zeraburn who got top one, sorry, at one of the biggest tournaments that Europe has ever seen online. So, you know, clearly not in a horrible position. Some people believe he's becoming a bit of a shine bot. I'm a little bit, I kind of want to agree. I think the overall changes to wave dash and such were a massive plus for Shine. Even with the Shine nerf, this character can use that tool better than ever. But now, Zeraburns are opting for a bit more of a patient playstyle. They're not really going in with their nairs anymore. They're sort of waiting in the corner, dash dancing a lot, fireballing a lot because of the speed buff that got hit with a while back, and also just down air, because down air is the move that didn't get changed. And down air is still phenomenal.
Down air is still really powerful. It will be the forwarder taking the stock on that one. Saols is going to also get punished here for that attempt at a grab, trying to really put down, again, a lot of pressure onto that little lion who thinks he can. And so far it is working. Finally, Mankinen able to find the parry on the dash attack. This is a really important thing that you gotta do in the Elos matchup, is just finding those parries either against the dash attack or the side B, just because there are tools that are being used so much with Mankinen. Maybe a little bit over committal on that one, and is going to have to concede the stock.
Yeah, serious overzealousness there from Mankinen, who kind of just like tries to snipe out the charge, but you kind of can't do that when Etelis has air dodge, because he can use that at any portion of his charge until he lifts off. He can always air dodge, and then also when he reaches the high base trajectory, he can air dodge. Like, he's got a lot of mix-ups while he has his resources, and Mankinen didn't really respect that, went way too far out, and unfortunately gets punished there. But it was a great effort, and we didn't talk too much about Mankinen. He's a player that really made a mark about Ola and some of the subsequent online tournaments following it. But supposedly struggled to find his feet a little bit to start with in this patch. But now it looks like he's regained ground. I mean, he's in winner semis of this tournament, and he's putting up a good fight against Saols, who's been the bane of Europe this weekend.
Absolutely. And good thing though, yeah, going on Merchant Port, got a lot of combo potential off of those platforms, but that's the thing. Everest also has a lot of that combo potential thanks to those platforms, and it would seem like right now Saul is doing an excellent job at just controlling the space, but not so much at getting the openings, which might go into favor Mankinen for the most part on this counter pick. Just looking at it from an early game perspective. Never mind, you can just throw F strong, I guess.
Great read, yeah. People call that the taunt move, but Saols loves that move, man. If you watched him during the bracket on Saturday, you'll know that in every situation he can press F smash, he does press F smash, and it's because it's called a taunt move because it's quite difficult to connect. But when it does connect, it's actually one of the best kill moves in the game. It's ridiculously strong and sends out a very harsh angle. And Saols is using it really well right now. Pressure in the corner again, down strong there. Didn't quite find it, but still that's good damage. Fair might come out, and yeah, that will take a stock. We've got 57% on Mankinen, and that's not the percents you want to be at. You're getting launched really easily at these percents, and the moment you're launched off stage versus Atlas is when you can, a lot of the time, say goodbye to your stock.
Yeah, that's the big thing. We're talking again about that F strong from Saols, and he's been using it a lot just as a tech chase tool, just because he knows that it can work very well also as a meaty for the most part, just on wake up. Get the F strong, sometimes as a tech chase, meaty tech chase, it connects very well, I feel like, on Atlas.
Yeah, I think it's a very, very good tool, but also like the icicle capacity, man, is so crazy. Zeraburn, we're seeing like Saols get multiple of them, and the angle that they send at, the little bit of knockback that just about pops you in front, it's a terrifying combination. I can't believe how strong that move is, and it's so hard to challenge as well. You need to have a hitbox that's hitting above you to destroy icicles, but a lot of characters can't access that without putting themselves in some sort of significant lag, and then you get whiff punished off stage, so you die because it's Etelis, and it's just a perfect storm.
Yep. But yeah, we're changing it up a little bit. We are going to go to Aquarian Forest for this next game. A stage which, funnily enough, I would say intuitively kind of favors Atlas, just because of how wide the space that you get for those side Bs and just setting up the ice is. Oh, you've got Saols just going straight for armor real quick at a very early percentage. Interesting play, but like I respect it. Allow him to come back with armor, sure. But
yeah, maybe an accidental misinput, but it still works out for him, and so does that down air, man. This is what I'm saying. You can't go out. You have to wait. Unfortunately, this character is just unedged guard so much for the cast, and I believe Zaraburn is one of them, man. He just doesn't have the weight pressure. You're better off leaving him, establishing some sort of pressure on the ledge, any sort of movement mix-ups, anything. Don't go out there. That's what he wants from you.
Yeah, and Mackinnon right now is still falling into that trap as well. Like, you have to respect the teddy bear. You have to respect him at ledge as well, because that up air is going to do some real damage. And that is the first time I'm seeing Mackinnon getting frozen as well. I think that is one of the most...
no!
My god, I can't even speak! I can't even speak! Saols is not letting me the time of the day to speak!
Yeah, I think I told you I agree with you on this forest pick being in favor for Atlas, and this is why. It's a very low bottom blast zone, or sorry, high bottom blast zone as well, along with the close side blast zone. It's literally how Atlas kills. He gets some kills off the drop, sure, but the majority of the time, this guy spikes you, or fares you, or back airs you, whatever you want to call it. This guy is, he loves this stage. Every Atlas likes to go here, on command, and Mackinnon might have just made a wrong decision that could cost him his winner side. Stop,
and
best coming out.
Once again. Media Strong once again taking the taking that, and yeah, Saols just speedrun that one.
Yeah, that was a bit of a dominant victory for Saols, which is what we're coming to expect, man. Like, I remember when we were talking about the Free French Rivalry seeding, I was like, isn't Saols a little high? And I've never been proven so wrong in my life, and it just keeps getting worse, man. Brilliant victory there. Just like carries him through. He just has the edge guarding on lock. It's really interesting watching Saols as well, because Spider has been picking up Atlas recently, and other players who watch him, who know Atlas well, don't think he does anything too special. Like, he's not particularly flashy, I would say. He's not particularly different from other Atlases, or he's not employing some new tech or something that would take everyone aback. He's just playing Atlas fundamentally at a very strong level, with great command of his tools and very consistent play in bracket. And that, combined with heavy stats and a bizarre neutral game that people aren't really used to, and an insanely good edge guarding game, just is its own key to victory.
Yeah, it's like crazy it has been crazy, honestly, from the French perspective, to see Saols just go up the ladder at that pace, honestly, because also you gotta remember he also made it to second at La Déterre last week, like locally in Paris, only losing to Zen. Zen is a crazy player, sure, but yeah, Saols still gave him a decent run for his money, but most importantly tore for the rest of the bracket as well. And it was crazy to see.
Yeah, he's kind of come out of nowhere and just taken the Euro by storm, and is going to probably continue to do so in this winner side of the bracket. I believe that we're going to be seeing even more of Saols as we head into winners finals, him versus Genarog, and this is a blast from the not so recent past, as these two played in the losers finals of the bracket yesterday.
Yeah, just yesterday, and that match did not go Saols' way. This is one of the very few matches which did not go Saols' way. Genarog was just able to patiently wait out the storm and just take the game, I think, pretty convincingly, if I remember correctly.
So, Game 5 was really convincing, but it was a Game 5 set where Saols
was a Game 5 set.
Saols took the first two games, and then...
Right, it was a reverse trio.
Yeah, it was a very interesting one, because we were in VC in English. We were commentating it as well. We were doing like a duo cast. It was a French cast and English cast. We were in English VC with B-Bats, the arguable best fleet in the world right now. and he had a lot to say about how Genarog was approaching the matchup. In particular, he wasn't confident in his edge guards. You can cue this out, by the way. But he wasn't particularly confident in his edge guards. Like, the way you edge guard Esselus, as a character that actually can edge guard Esselus, is you take risks. You must take risks because the character can go too far out, right? He can go so high, so far out. So when you get a hold of him, you have to combo him, you have to bring him off the side. But Genarog wasn't really finishing the edge guards. He was fairing, and there was nothing after the fair. And so Saols was making it back to stage 3, and then he was winning on stage, he was getting stuff a bit earlier, he was actually getting his edge guards, and Genarog was struggling. Then, Genarog started punishing Saols, and started edge guarding, and all of a sudden it looked like such a different game, and Bebas was saying that's how the matchup is even or winning for Fleet. It's bad until you properly edge guard Esselus, but you have to get that set right.
Yeah, and you can already see like Genarog being extremely threatening off stage. It's exactly as you said, like you really need to go and edge guard Ellis, even if it's like it is so scary edge guarding Ellis. We've seen that in the previous game, but this is really something you just gotta do. You just gotta do it.
Yeah. If you're a character like Maple, like Orcane, like Fleet, who can actually go out and hit people, it's your responsibility to pressure this guy when he's off stage. It's the only way you are evening up this match, because otherwise, he is the one that's going to find those edge guards. Ellis always finds his edge guards, and also, his killing, I would say, a bit earlier than Fleet. It's not just the weight disparity. Ellis's raw kill options are very strong, especially on Fleet. Stuff like Dakas is really powerful. And yeah, so far, very even between the two players. Genarog sort of pushing off to the side, wants to just sort of keep center stage, keep control, and eventually get the edge guard done. But eventually might not be quick enough, Mateus.
Yeah, it is looking like right now Saols is starting to also figure out Genarog with time, you know, obviously. Again, full game 5 set yesterday, so obviously you start to figure some things out. You kind of know at this point how they're going to play. You already have a good idea of how to approach the matchup. But good catch though from Genarog. With the upstone as well to finish it off. Like, sure, just catch the bear while it's sitting on you, I guess.
Yeah, great confirm from Genarog there to even that up. And good use of the platforms as well. Saols can't really approach Genarog from high right now, so Genarog is sort of staying underneath the platforms and then catching Saols' approaches in. He's very reversal heavy from the corner. You're going to see that down air from the corner almost every single time from Saols. You're also going to see that down air off stage from Genarog very frequently. He's going to try and be catching the charge of Esselus up B every single time. And so Saols has to use it because it's projectile vulnerable, but then you can maybe also catch the Esselus going up. And so it's this unique little edge guard mix-up game where there's a lot of 50-50s being played at the side of the stage when you've got access to the wall. It's really interesting between these two characters. Honestly, this matchup itself has like a lot of layers that are very surprising for just Fleet Esselus. But Genarog's playing them well.
No, not just true. This is just a matchup that is very surprising. Yeah, it's really one of these matchups. Like, you kind of have to know. There's a lot of knowledge check in this matchup, I feel like. And at this point, though, we are starting to see just both players again really adapting to each other. And at this point, Genarog is just going to go for every down air in the book as well in order to really try and give Saols as early as possible. Saols is finally going to be able to take the stock, but it is still 127% that he needs to make up in order to potentially get this game won. And Genarog is just going to play the sniping game. Looking like Duck Hunt over here. We've got the up strong, second up strong. Saols barely manages to avoid it. But the back air is going to finish it off, of course.
Yep. Beautiful catch. I think Saols is getting caught a lot there so far. We're seeing a lot of back airs and a fair few kills even from that move option. I think not quite giving Fleet the respect she deserves on the corners of the stage, because she has these massive hard-hitting hitboxes that cover a lot of space that don't let you jump for free. And Saols is sort of just jumping because that's how Ellis establishes a lot of his pressure, through either dash attack or through some very strong safe aerials. But when you're getting caught on your startup, that doesn't matter.
Indeed. Either way, we are going to go to game 2. We are going to go to Godai Delta, which is a pretty large space where Saols might have the opportunity to actually set up and get a lot of space to actually deal with. But that's the thing. Fleet is also looking for that space. So it is probably going to be a very even pick overall.
Yeah, I would say so. I probably like this stage for Atlas a bit more, I guess. But it's not like giving him too much what he wants. Fleet is just gonna maybe struggle to take this character off the top because he doesn't really dance the top easily. And also, there's no real platform mix-up in terms of recoveries here. It's a lot harder to bounce the go like those platforms. So I think Genarog, who often can use that sort of height mix-up with his up B to get past some of these more perilous edge guards, isn't really going to have that option anymore, which means that it's going to be a bit of a struggle. We've already seen one edge guard cleanly come out from Saols, but Genarog might be trying to get his own. Unfortunately, I think that Wind Chime counts as a projectile, and so the up B is invulnerable, and then he gets a reversal from it.
Yeah, too much committing, like, and Genarog all of a sudden is already on the last stock. And it is like perfect for Saols at this point. It's like the perfect situation. As long as you don't get like cheesed by a down air or something, you should be fine. But even then, like right now, you're at 126%. You can afford to potentially lose a stock. But hey, Saols is still doing a great job at just avoiding every single arrow that's coming his way.
Yeah. Very, very good bullet hell gameplay, I suppose, from Saols so far. Like you said, isn't really getting caught out by any of these options. So overall, just kind of clinging onto the stock, and as you think of the stock, gets a lot more damage down, of course. More and more damage racking up. That up tilt side B pressure is deadly as Genarog eats a fat 57%. Doesn't get the down air, finally gets an fair nair, but it could be too little too late, man. That's 2 fresh stocks on this effort. It's a lot of work to be done. We're looking at an early edge guard, like you said. We want some sort of gimp. We want some sort of stealing of a stock to be able to make any sort of comeback. But Saols isn't allowing for it. Great roll to catch a high up, be punished. And that's a fair, that's going to do it.
Fair. I was about to say, Saols is definitely looking to steal a stock himself in that process. You know, get a cheeky up B, something like that. But eventually, we just got down tilt into fair, which is kind of a very reliable thing to have on the list. Like, very reliable thing to have. So, yeah, he didn't even need the cheese right now, necessarily.
Yeah, down tilt, such a broken option on the S-list, to be honest. Obviously converting out of jab, and then it does so much damage. Floor hugging it is risky, it knocks down quite early, and it does a lot of percent if you're taking that additional 25%. And then if you're not floor hugging it, it's popping you up into some incredibly deadly combos. It's one of the premium tools, honestly. And if I was balancing this character, probably one of the first things I'd look at if I was nerfing him.
Yeah. Anyway, game 3. And again, we're picking Forest against Elias. Like, I'm surprised by those stage picks, honestly. Just overall, like, why are you taking Elias to Forest at this point? He's just going to have the stage for himself.
Well, because this is meant to be Fleet's stage, honestly. Like, Fleets love this stage. It's got a very close side lasso, so the carry off the side combos are broken. And then she also loves to spike. Like, Genarog has been looking for the down airs on this recovery from Saols every single time he's near the ledge. So, like, it's sort of a, yes, I know what I'm giving my opponent, but I think I can use this better than him. The question is Genarog using this better than him? I wouldn't say he's edge-guarding Saols more consistently than Saols is edge-guarding him, or at least setting up those sort of positions. So there has to be something that changes slightly for him to really make the most use of it. Fair, like I said, it's not quite strong, but down air is going to cover Saols, who has to go for a very big upbeat, and as a result, Genarog gets a stock. Nice edge-guarding from Genarog with Saols, and he's right back.
Yeah, the way he edge-cancelled that parry stun as well, just gave so much leeway for Saols. But yeah, the one thing that I'm noticing from Saols, in this game in particular, compared to yesterday, he's definitely doing a better job at just mixing up his recovery, in my opinion. Like, he's doing a much better job. He has recognized that he was getting edge-guarded a lot during that reverse trio yesterday, and I feel like he's been weaving out of fleet down air range much more consistently than he was doing, like, literally yesterday.
Yeah. Still, he did a lot of damage in that situation just then. He answers back quite nicely, 48-79. It's not really terrible for Etalus. Genarog not finding anything off that grab either. So we just like sort of back into neutral, and Saols is poking around with side B there. But Genarog gets a massive parry, good damage, 97% on Saols. He's going to try and make it back on stage.
Yeah, Saols definitely he's able to make it back, but it's still a complicated situation. He's still stuck completely at the ledge. Genarog having his way and just... He's not finding the kill, but he's definitely having his way for the most part. Saols finally making it to center stage though. And that would be the big break that he wants, that he needs. Parry as well, getting some iframes for good measure. Trying to go for down tilt fair, not quite in the range for it. At this point, yeah, he's just gonna be able to punish with F strong.
Yeah, it's rough, man. Genarog's not really been allowed to go high most of this set. Every single time he does, Saols rolls, instant punish. Like, he has that timing down on lock right now, which is very impressive because you don't get too much Fleet practice in any region in the world, really, at the moment. So, yeah, great use of knowledge as Genarog is going to try and pressure Saols to the corner of the stage. He really wants some sort of fair into Nair, or just raw Nair, perhaps. Could do it if it sends the right way. Still, though, Saols with the jump. Gets back on stage effortlessly. Nair, the reverse hitbox, is still strong enough to take it. And there's a big parry. Oh, no up tilt from it, but Genarog was looking a little bit dangerous just then.
Yeah, but Saols, however, is going to benefit from the mine himself by just parrying, getting the offense off of it. And he's able to, once again, very well punish that up B from Fleet. Like, the up B from Fleet has a lot of landing lag, so it's kind of easy to punish for the most part. Got a fair coming in, we got a side B coming in still, and that should be, ooh, just a little late on the F strong.
Yeah, not quite enough time, which gives Genarog access to 2 fairs into a Nair, 92%. Saols across the other side of the stage. Parry means he's invincible. Saols has to get off right now, has to get back onto stage, gets back on with down air, that ever-present option that gets him back. Another side B into up air. Is that going to be enough? No, he down beats through the icicles. Genarog makes it back on, doesn't get caught out by the fair, needs to find a way at the corner, but he doesn't manage it.
The second fair is going to do it, for sure. But yeah, that tech chase, up air tech chase into another up air was crazy, honestly, from Saols. Such, like, awareness from the French player. It's kind of crazy. Because, like, it's not easy tech chasing that on that platform. It's always moving, like, it's not easy.
Yeah, and fair is such a weird one as well. The timing on it is innately difficult because it has that charge up armor time, and then it comes out quite slowly. But then when it hits your shield, it puts you in so much style. It's -2 on shield, and you will get that sort of number in a lot of cases. And that just allows the Elissa Sword to have this really tricky timing on shield that can be oh so difficult to deal with when you're in the corner of the stage. 2 down airs come out from Genarog. We see a third node, we see the reverse hitbox of B. Genarog pushing around the side of the stage, but Saols had his jump, manages to get all the height to get back into the stage. Gets a few down airs now, we're seeing Genarog in the precarious position instead, but still, Genarog makes it out. Dash attack, he's being very aggressive all of a sudden out of the corner.
Yeah. Funnily enough, I also think the mine actually saved Saols from that very tricky situation onto the ledge. Just being hit by the mine is actually what allowed him to go for yet another up and kind of get out of there. And unfortunately, the misinput here, I think that was meant to be side B on that one. Most likely. Yeah, that's going to allow Genarog to start just absolutely putting down a lot of pressure onto Saols, who's kind of caught in it, kind of caught in the blender of just constant fares from the Fleet player.
Yeah, nice pressure, but gets grabbed. Genarog not quite spacing that, and he gets caught out, and I think he burned his jump maybe even there, so he's not got too many resources now. Gonna get back into stage pretty safely. But Saols gets the side B, gets a nice little bit of damage. The up B hitbox is a bit too big, catches Saols out, but Saols gets his down tilt, gets the down B, goes through the icicles, but again we see this situation where he rolls, gets the F strong so easily, doesn't matter what side, and it's an easy kill for Saols, who is only 70% away from evening up this game after that unfortunate SD.
Yeah, he just knows the timing, like, but there's still a lot to do. I feel like both of the games Saols lost was due to just a big mistake on his part that led to either an SD or a very easy kill from Genarog.
I told you, an easy 70%, man, but it doesn't matter when Genarog answers back so cleanly with the down air. Does not miss the opportunity to take Saols' stock. Again, very early, this Atlas is not living for as long as he should, perhaps. And as a result, Genarog has another way into this game. The special get up from the corner has a very long hitbox, depending on if he gets to go on ice or not, which gets Saols out of that situation. Genarog down B's beautiful, honestly, and goes on stage as well. Great mix-up from Genarog, holding onto this life. Wants more than 53. I want to see 70. I want to see 80. I want to see significant damage, but I'm not sure Saols will allow him.
Yeah, right now it really seems like Genarog was in a really tough position, just under the constant pressure. But now we're back on stage, and now we're just completely doing well on Genarog's side, setting up the side B. That is going to give a free invincibility opportunity for Saols, who's not going to be making too much use of it. And like, Saols needs the kill right now. There we go. The down air, drop down air is going to do it. But yeah, there is still a lot of percentage that has been racked up by Genarog, who should be able to finish this off, potentially on that one edge guard situation.
No jump on this pair, but the platform with Fuse Veil is going to give him an easy way out. Still, Genarog fighting from the corner. Saols is just looking for forward airs. He wants to use his biggest range aerial to trade with Genarog. He doesn't want to eat these bows to the face. He wants to just find his way out, take as little damage as possible while he racks on someone safely, but Genarog's already given this option. He's moving around the platform well. Saols gets another dare from ledge. I beg you, Genarog, adapt to that, because right now Saols is getting so much money from that 82%. This is dangerous for Fleet. Must go to the ledge. Has to find a way out the corner. Saols is swinging.
Yeah, this is now like full throttle Saols that we're seeing right now. The shield is low as well on Genarog's side, but that rough DI is making sure that it's not going to matter. For Genarog, we are going to go to game 5.
Wow. Yeah, it can be so hard to DI back air when you're not expecting it. You just kind of get hit by the littlest hitbox that you thought would never reach you. And it just has, even on the South spot, so much knockback on it, which gives Genarog that game. And we're finally ending on Rock Wall. Listen, interesting pick.
I feel like I've noticed a lot of EU players just going there for the last game. In a sense of, yeah, they want blood. They just want blood at this point.
Yeah, Rock Wall is safe as well.
Again, patience is not a strong suit in Europe in this game.
Yeah.
So of course we're going to go to Rock Wall.
Ooh. Oh, that up strong was well DI'd by Saols, meaning that Genarog couldn't get another one. Had he gone the wrong way, I think he maybe would have been able to find a second one, get the kicks himself. But still, Genarog off to a flying start on Rock Wall, on Saols' counter pick. You understand why Saols picks this. It's, again, a close side blast zone. Essence likes it. You can get some nice platform extensions. Airless like so. And the floor is well placed. It's good enough for Essence, but Fleet likes the Sage too, man. I think these carriers both appreciate some of the Sages because Fleet is phenomenal at moving around these platforms. Also likes the close side blast zone. And if anything has, I would say, improved camping potential on Rock Wall as well. That top platform gives her a lot of options to sort of mobilize around her opponent. And so Fleet's working out really well for Genarog right now. I think he's quite happy with his pick. I think he's quite happy with how he's playing. He's taking it slow, using the platforms, like I said, to get some free damage, some free wind chimes. Parry from Saols isn't going to lead to anything. Instead, it's just Genarog keeping him in the corner, man. He's not getting anything right now.
That Saols is literally like forbidden from playing at this point. It's really just the Genarog show through and through. One other thing as well that I've been noticing from Genarog, which is can seem a little bit small, but he's been so much more consistent as just dealing with icicles and parrying the icicles, which is putting Saols in such a bad situation, in such a poor position, and it really feels like Saols is just not allowed to play. Also, this Fleet literally cannot die. This Fleet should have died like 30% ago on Rock Wall.
Genarog goes low and also takes the down air. Doesn't get F-strong either. Saols didn't have the time for that. Instead, it's Genarog who gets an out smash of his own. Nair as well. Saols could be looking at losing the stock before Genarog loses one.
And there it is. It is. Honestly, I'm just impressed by Genarog's capacity at just surviving 161%. The fair is finally gonna take it, but that is some unholy percentage for a Fleet on Rock Wall. I will say that much, especially against Endless. But now Saols still has to deal with 2 entire Fleet stocks, and we've seen that apparently he cannot find the kill anymore. Like, it's over. It's kind of done.
Genarog is also just giving him no free approaches, man. He is sticking underneath the rock wall platforms. He said, hey, come to me. We're going to fight right here, right now. I can control set 6 with tornadoes. I don't care. We're fighting or you're not getting anything done. And it's just working out so well, man. Saols is getting caught out every single time he tries to disengage because Fleet has that range advantage. You must be fighting as Etalus. You are born to fight. You are a rush-down character. But Saols is not quite finding the opportunities. He maybe gets a down air, but he doesn't get a missed tech from Genarog, so Genarog still holds on and Genarog puts him off stage, doesn't get the down over his own. Saols is going to try and pressure, does not quite get Icicle's fair, which could be so dangerous. He wants it fair, he wants it so bad, he needs to put Genarog off stage if he's going to find a way back into this game. Genarog beautifully finds a way around to the platform.
He literally can't find anything at this point. There's the fair, not going to be quite enough to kill just yet, with the sour spot as well. Like, again, it is kind of insane. Like, Saols literally is not allowed to play, not allowed to get the kill. And we are struggling, even from across the stage. We're seeing, like, fairs come out from across the stage. But that is not even enough to actually deal with the rodent problem right now.
They are sending them to Genarog far, but not quite out of the park. And so he holds on, he still has this lead. Saols pushed to the side of the stage, 117% on the big bear. Still, he's living. Icicles come out, back air near the side of Wattball, not going to quite get a kill, but he has no jump, he has to find a way back on the stage. He did have a jump, he didn't have an air dodge. Still, Saols finds an F tilt, he gets a stock off Genarog, and this is his one chance of a comeback. This is his only way back in. He needs to find a big hit, but he can't! Back air, side of the stage, gonna do it. Genarog takes it 3-2 yet again.
Saols is not gonna be happy about that one. I will say that much. He's not gonna be happy about that one, for sure. We shall see how it works out in the losers bracket, but like that's already like 2 losses in the same weekend to the same player.
Yeah.
This gotta hurt the ego.
Yeah, well, you'd like to think that Saols maybe hasn't built up too much of an ego. He's a new rising star. He's an up and comer, and he's found a demon of some sort who's managed to learn very on the fly. But all the same, yes, it will hurt. It does always hurt to go so close, to be 2-1 up, I think, as well, and still just not quite manage to close it out. But all the same, very good effort from Saols, brought it very close. But Genarog, I think, just has a bit more confidence, maybe a bit more experience in these very tense last stock situations, and it's availing him plenty. It's giving him a very easy way to sort of navigate these situations where Saols panics a bit more, where Saols is worried a bit more about what kind of kill moves are coming out. Genarog is clean, he's patient, and he's prevalent.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I definitely feel like it comes down to experience for the most part. It's just, yeah, Saols maybe needs actually a little bit more experience in the Fleet matchup. While Genarog is kind of used to playing against the heavies. Not necessarily Etalus, because we don't have that many Etaluses in Europe, but just the heavies in general. Like, there is, like, again, we have such a number of Loxodons in this region. It's kind of insane.
Yeah.
And cracked as well.
He's definitely good at the combo game. We didn't see too much of the edge guarding that I mentioned earlier, because I don't think he had to. He realized how much Saols was jumping out of the corner specifically, and how anti was there. I was just sort of like, well, if I get him to 150%, back air's always going to do it, no matter how it hits it. So that'll be enough, I think. And it was. I would like to see, going forward, more grab from Saols. We saw Precious little. Up throw, like, is a lot better on fast fallers than it is on floaties. It's some crazy versus fast fallers. Not crazy versus floaties, but there's a reason why he's not getting as many openings as he's probably used to, and it's because Genarog is a very shield-heavy player. Fleet has great options out of shield. Etalus, of course, doesn't really care. He's got fair on shield, he's got back air on shield, he's very safe, but if you're not hitting him, you're still not making any sort of progress. Throws, at the very least, will give you ways to do so, and also, there's a precious lack of stuff like F-throw, where at probably around 80%, I want to say, on floaties, he could be finding some sort of combo. He could be putting Genarog in some much worse positions, but he has to access that extra layer of offense if he's going to break down such a defensive player.
Indeed. So as we were speaking, like the loser quarterfinal were finishing up, it would seem like Lily has fallen to Firmiggio, and Mankinen has fallen to Kingu.
Yeah.
We are going to
Kingu
see
both on some
Firmiggio
long
and
losers.
Kingu fight it off in loser semis.
Yeah, Firmiggio and Kingu both on some long losers runs. Kingu basically going all the way from losers round 2 in pools because he got upset the first set he played today, and has made it all the way back to losers semi-finals, which is why he's looking like the premier rising talent in Europe right now. Why he's looking so absurdly strong. And Firmiggio, a very interesting player. I quite like Emma's playstyle with Lil Kane, but she doesn't really tend to enter tournaments that much. She's not really been feeling it. But as of recent, the new blood and the new deluge events we've had within Europe has sort of charged her. She's really regained her motivation, and she's looking at entering more and more brackets. She entered yesterday, she's entering today after also participating in crews. So she clearly has a lot of stamina to spare and is ready to use the full tank to go at it against Kingu.
Yeah. What I will say for sure is that it's been great to see how much the game has been developing in Europe lately, because obviously during Rivals 1 we had a small community which was okay, honestly, decently sized and everything, but it wasn't necessarily growing by the end of it, you know? Like by the late 2020s, well, not the late 2020s, but like late 2020 itself, it wasn't really growing anymore. And Rivals 2 has brought out such new blood in the scene, and just so many names that we weren't used to. New regions as well, like Italy has been on the rise again. I've been saying that every single time, but like Italy being on the rise is like amazing to me as well. So it's been great to see.
Yeah, massively agree. And I think Kingu is one of the biggest examples of that. He recently came from MoA a little over now, from 2 months ago. He came from MoA, tried out Rivals. He has a player called Tenquid that he really wanted to beat in a best of 5, and he's done so. But he ended up liking the game so much, and in particular the lack of maintenance compared to MoA, that he's just sticking with it and is fully set on being the best in Europe, and probably even better than that. And he's doing an excellent job of it so far. We've seen magnificent progress in the time that he's been playing. And this bracket is proof of it. Even after such an early upset, he's been tearing through it. Unstoppable force that he is. And Firmiggio might be the next on the chopping block, as we are going straight into our first game on either Hodojo or Godai Delta. It's Firmiggio picking, so I think she's going to opt for Hodojo if I had to pick one. No, Godai.
We're going to go to the Godai. Again, trying to cover those platforms with a lot of bubbles, I'm feeling like. Probably. Also, you can get some pretty cheeky early kills as well from the lowered ceiling with up air. So yeah, sure, why not?
You can. I think this is one of Karen's best takes. I would be very scared to take Kingu here, because Kingu, for the most part, this is where Karen starts. She often doesn't get to go forest, so she goes here. But she's just the best at covering that platform with that up air, or just a waveland grab. She's phenomenal at it. And then top last zones as well. Well, Karen's recently discovered this new tool called Down Strong. There it is. You're going to see that a lot. It's possibly the best smash attack in the game. It's utterly ridiculous. We see it again there, but you didn't quite have time. And it kills Orcane off the top. I want to say around 95% if you hit that hit. I want to say that guy's dead when he gets hit by that move. It was good. And Kingu has discovered more and more ways to combo into it, and that tech chase is just one of the examples. I'm saying, people, you've already seen 3. You're going to see possibly 30 by the end of this set.
I am absolutely going to blame Spargo for how much we've been seeing Clarence use down strong this lately. Because I'm pretty sure I've seen Spargo do it the first time and he was like, just, yeah, I'm winning with it, so why not? I might as well use it.
Cone realized that their move was spammable like the first month of this game, and has legit not stopped spamming it since then.
Yeah. So far, it really feels like Firmiggio right now, not managing to really get any kind of leeway at this point. It's just Kingu, again, spamming a lot of downstrongs and just putting out as many hitboxes as you can, as you do as a Claren. But yeah, Firmiggio is struggling like quite a lot against this game plan.
You got so many ways to combo into it, and Kingu has legit spent so much of his time learning all of them. He labs techniques to get combos into this down strong. He has the whole bucket list of ways to get combos into this down strong because he understands innately how powerful of a tool it is. He played Fox in Ballet. He had up strong. He knows what kind of death threat it is to have a quick, quite safe kill move that kills off the top with a massive hitbox. He knows the power behind it, and he's so good at using it so far. But also,
lots of range.
the guy doesn't just have advantage state. Like, the neutral is phenomenal right now, man. He's not really using neutral nearly as much as firmiggio is because he has great control of his character, and he has great understanding of how his opponent wants to get in, and he's very quick at understanding as well how they get out of disadvantage situations, but he doesn't really need all that understanding when we see a third down strong. I told you, a third down strong taking that.
I was about to say, was that 3 kills with down strong?
3 kills with down strong.
Jeez. I mean, again, it's just perfect awareness of that hitbox, how large that hitbox is, and where the tipper is.
Yeah.
Also, if you have the opportunity, chat, to just go into training mode and see the hitbox for down strong, you're going to be shocked. I promise you.
No, it's so upsetting. I hate it so much. I play against Kingu like more than probably any other person, and let me tell you, I've grown to despise this move. But hey, it works. It works, and I'm glad to see it work. I'm happy for my friend, but still, I hate this character. Still, great play from Kingu so far. We'll see if he can continue on with it. Right now, firmiggio with a big lead, but Kingu gets his first big hit. We get a little bit of a combo. Flies a bit too far for the up tilt, however. We see up tilts of firmiggio's own. Doesn't quite come onto the sweet spot back air. That was in a beautiful sequence, but another 2 back airs will do it instead.
It feels like firmiggio right now is already much more comfortable all of a sudden in this matchup. Maybe starting to get a read a little bit on how Kingu is, you know, setting up his hitboxes and everything, and just kind of knowing the range at which Kingu wants to play. I feel like it's helping a ton, you know, just staying right in that uncomfortable close range where Kingu can't really do much, it feels like. Down strong though, once again.
Yeah,
not even the sweet spot this time.
When you don't get the tipper of that move, it then kills off the side better than it kills off the top all of a sudden. And so when you're DIing for the tipper and get hit by the sour spot, you die very early, which is just awesome. I'm really glad the move is built that way. But so is Kingu, of course, gets a stop there, but gets caught by a back air. And if you miss that tech, it's curtains, man. That move is too strong, and it's going to put you in so much hit stun.
Yeah, it does put firmiggio in a very good position all of a sudden. But now she's back in the blender. When she's back in the blender, she's gonna have to deal with that. It is going to be a little bit tough. More down strong action coming in from Kingu. And yeah, I almost feel like we might be seeing a 5th down strong once again. Like, you know, as a tech chase, it's also very potent. So, you know, why not?
Yeah, it's quite possible we will. If Kingu does get the opportunity, that is, firmiggio putting him off stage right now. Kingu doesn't get the fair, has to find stuff another way, doesn't get the F tilt either. firmiggio taking her time. This should be enough, perhaps? Yes, back throw up smash is going to do it, even without the tipper at 153%. There's work to be done. Arcane F strong. You have to respect it. There isn't an Arcane in Europe that will not go for that F strong if you are hanging at that ledge. I've seen them all do it, and you must respect it. Kingu doesn't get caught out and loses that game too.
I mean, that's the thing. Having that F strong that is being increased in range by the puddle, like, it is a very, very, very strong tool to have just to cover that ledge if you are just not invincible on that ledge anymore. So yeah, of course the Arcanes are going to do it. Pretty safe as well at that distance, so, you know, might as well.
So far we haven't seen Kingu find too much success off stage against Arcane. He sort of tried to swing to catch the reversal option, but never quite getting the timing because Arcane's quite allowed to react in those situations, and the agency sort of in his favour. I'd maybe like to see just more like down tilts to kind of side beat the ledge, but firmiggio is often going lower than the ledge to not get caught out by such options, which I find really interesting. And I'd like to see Kingu potentially develop a response, maybe with down air or something in the future. But right now, it's looking alright. Even without edge guarding, it's looking very even. He has firmiggio off stage. Firmiggio takes her time. Burt goes on with bubble, but it's unsafely. Side B to ledge is just going to get her back, but still she's not escaped the situation just yet. No, actually it's her turn. She's reversed it. Firmiggio has
a little bit of a stare down here.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of a stare down that's going to allow Firmiggio to get the positional advantage, but not for that long. Follow up on that platform. And right now it feels like both are struggling to find a proper kill confirm at this point.
Yeah.
Are kind of fishing for their strongest options. There's the kill confirm though into down strong from Kingu.
Chat, did that tipper? Did that look like it tippered to you? He was inside Claren and it tippered. I can't believe the way this move is inside, but man is Kingu good at using it so far. Brilliant catch, and that's what I also love as well. Back air sweet spot, if you hit fall it, you can get down strong immediately after, and even without a hitbox, that would have still been really deadly for Firmiggio, who is suffering right now. She grabs the ledge first though, and gets a stock of her own.
Lucky break here for Firmiggio. We're still, however, very far off stage, and I think this might be a situation where you have to teleport. Yeah, complete checkmate situation potentially here. And Kingu now a full stock lead, a full stock ahead over Firmiggio. And yeah, it is one of the situations where it really feels like the blender is on and you cannot stop it. There's a neutral B. Firmiggio, she was forced to do the teleport here, but thankfully it was pretty safe because like there was no way Kingu was going to go to the other side of the stage that fast anyways.
Man, but I love how Kingu's moving right now. There's so much overshoots in his movement. He's very much catching Firmiggio unawares when she's dashing back out of a lot of these scramble situations where she doesn't find the hit, and like taking space or getting a hit, and it's just racking on percent. He doesn't need that much. He has a stock lead. He just wants credit at this point. If you can get Arcane to 90, you've done a good job.
Indeed. It would seem as well like Firmiggio is getting a little bit antsy, going for a little bit more riskier plays overall, especially off stage. Obviously, again, you have puddle, so you can kind of allow it. But now, all of a sudden, you spend the bubbles, you no longer have puddles, you no longer have the resources. There's the puddle, but of course that's going to be immediately punished. And Kingu is going to be taking game 3.
Yeah, it's crazy. This guy is possibly the best Claren at using back air to edge guard in the world. He will repeatedly catch out your low recoveries, your high recoveries, your side recoveries, all with that back air, that big sweeping hitbox that starts from bottom to top, all the while with a very deadly tipper hitbox, and just it works its magic, man. Kingu's fantastic at working that magic.
Yep. Firmiggio though, taking us to Tempest Peak, a little bit of a smaller stage, potentially to just be a little bit more aggressive, I would say. But so far it will be Kingu just reversing the situation immediately, and yeah, all of a sudden the percentages are looking pretty even. I mean I say that as Firmiggio is just racking up the percent slowly but surely, but still. Get out of attack, of course, to cover that ledge. Down tilt, back air, no sweet spot here. But yeah, Kingu in a very tough position here.
Yeah, he's looking to get something started with that nair. He doesn't want just like cheap hits, he wants like a big tipper that he can combo off with, but he doesn't quite find anything he's going to grab either. As a result, he's off stage. Takes the nair though, but oh, Firmiggio misses the punish on that landing. And Kingu still has a way of playing this stock out. Gets a down air, trades with nair though. That's 103% racked on, but it's Firmiggio who will take the stock first.
Yeah, that's the big thing. Again, you want the momentum. Okay, get out special in order to teleport onto the platform, but immediately gets punished. Sure, why not? But yeah, parry into down strong. That's going to be a free one for Kingu. We're still pretty even. We are still pretty even. Kingu can just take it the way they have always done on stage.
Yeah, being very patient at the ledge there, using up tilt to catch out aggressive wave back onto the stage, and it does a really good job of it. 78% on firmiggio right now. He wants to find a way back on. Does it with back air, doesn't quite find anything though. Down tilt's reverse hitbox. Oh, sorry, dash attack's reverse hitbox. Is going to catch her out. Gets the neutral B. firmiggio has to find a way back on stage. Ooh, Kingu doesn't reverse that down strong. You know he wanted to reverse that down strong to catch that up B. Doesn't quite get it though, and now it's firmiggio's turn to apply some pressure. Using the quick hitbox of Volcane to rack on a bit more damage. firmiggio in control, but she gets back thrown. Doesn't quite get F strong. 2 down strongs come out from Kingu. He has a little bit of that habit, to be honest. If you see him whiff one down strong in neutral, he's going to go for another one. But firmiggio does not whiff her back air, even in center stage, taking that stock, and once again she has a stock lead.
I've loved that setup, honestly, with, you know, the droplet into the back air. Just overwhelming Kingu with so many hitboxes. I love that setup, honestly. Was very interesting, but yeah, the back air, once again, is going to catch a wheel of guard. As firmiggio is trying to, you know, get a cheeky nair that might not be properly tagged or something. But yeah, there's the kill. Final stock.
Yeah, back head tipper just about enough. Two up throws coming out from Kingu. He gets 31% from 2 stairs. Takes his time on the ledge. firmiggio has to eat another big whopping of percent. Still, she finally gets her throw. She down throws. She opts for down throw a lot more than the other Orcanes I've noticed, which I really like. And she's using that opening to a massive extent. 96% from the nairs racked on. Still though, how is she going to get back up to stage? She side B's twice, brilliant mix up. And is finding her way back on. Yep, puddle in center stage, you're always going to rip a smash attack there. Kingu this time acknowledges it, respects it, doesn't get caught out by it. And is racking on a bit more percent Mateus. This is looking a bit dangerous.
Yeah, this is looking very close between 2 players. Here's an up tilt. Kingu not able to find anything in terms of an edge guard. I was very scared to see Kingu as well, standing on that puddle for so long. This could have been an easy up B, honestly, from firmiggio. This is looking really dangerous for both players. And yeah, there's the throw into F strong, and Kingu is going to seal it out and move on to losers finals. Still a very good performance though for firmiggio.
Yeah, great fourth from her, to be honest. She doesn't enter that many brackets, so this is a phenomenal run from her, but she just doesn't quite have the presence of mind in those last 6 situations. Having played Kingu a lot there, he's unflappable. He genuinely just doesn't care and doesn't stress himself out much there. He believes in his own ways of getting the kill. He believes in his reads of the other player, and he takes it calmly, smoothly, and succinctly to take that stock and game and set.
Now, what I do know is that Saols is probably very happy to not be fighting yet another Orcane.
Probably.
For sure.
I think so. I think he's actually probably happy to fight Kingu because Kingu doesn't like Etalus very much. He's played a lot versus this character. He queued, I believe, under some sort of influence on ranked for about an hour and fought the same Etalus over and over and had some very heated words to say about him once upon a time. And I would say there's some level of truth to him. I think this character is very strong and very hard to deal with for certain players. So Kingu's going to have to overcome his demons, so to speak, to get this set, essentially, because there's a lot of work to be done and a lot of hatred in his heart against Etalus.
Yep, I'm trying to also join the lobby. We've been mixed, chat. We've been mixed by the lobby code. Don't you worry. We're getting there. But yeah. To be fair, I do understand why people are frustrated to fight against Etalus because he's such a departure from the usual heavy. Like, he's essentially a truck. He's fast as a truck. He's heavy as a truck. He's a truck. He's going to hit you like a truck. Like, he's just a truck. I don't know what else to say.
I think that's very succinct. I think it's a very good example. I think I agree with that metaphor. And yeah, Claren, meanwhile, I'm not going to say she requires finesse. I don't want to say that about that character, but she definitely isn't so heavy-handed as Etalus, and so does sometimes have to work a little bit harder. The nice thing about Claren is she has a counter that obviously creates an area where you cannot use projectiles, but also restores her double jump upon usage. So things like Icicle Gimps off stage are less effective against this character because she has a way of sort of just shutting down that entire method of edge guarding. So now you have to opt for a new sort of method. You have to discover different ways to edge guard Claren because she has Imbit counters against the tried and true option, which I find really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, even on stage, counter can be a very potent tool. Just because afterwards, like, obviously you can't side B, you can't put down ice or anything when you are in the force field. So the counter is always something that you have to remember when you are Daedalus fighting the Clarion. So here we go, losers finals of Kingu versus Saols, two very much up-and-coming players that have been doing absolute miracles these last 2 months.
For sure. Kingu, strong start already, gets a lot of damage off. We are going to see him, I think, grab a lot of versus Saols especially. Saols often moves into positions and then shields to sort of establish some sort of pressure, but Kingu is not respecting it at all. He knows how good Clarion Grab is, and in particular, if there's one thing this guy might be the best at in the UK, in Europe even, it's using down holding. He is the best floor. He has cultivated so much floor hug tech, and while SS is strong versus floor hugging, I think Saols is going to get caught off guard a little bit by just how tight Kingu's defense is.
Yeah, it definitely feels like right now Saols is getting thrown off a little bit by Kingu's defense overall. Like he doesn't have the answer. He does have the upbeat though, where potentially get a cheese kill. He's just not reactive enough to actually get the ledge hog properly. But like, there was an idea. I will say there was an idea.
Saols kept his jump all at times to get the mix-up back onto stage, doesn't quite find anything from it. Kingu just knocking on his door with jabs, not really working though, doesn't quite get anything. Goes to ledge, pretty safely here. How do you get past the airless forward airs is the question. With a clean is the answer. Back air, hitting so high, catches airless even after the double jump and the up B, gets Kingu the first off of this set.
Yep. However, immediately we see Saols starting to see a little bit of an opportunity to get some fares, potentially, but like right now it is all about actually getting the kill. Interesting F strong here in neutral, I will say that much though. It is going to allow Kingu to find just a 48% here. Like, you really don't want to give Kingu those opportunities. Fair's gonna do it though, for sure. Okay, we got some fares coming in from Kingu. Again, trying to put down a lot of pressure with that nair, as you do. Trying to just maybe catch a recovery with the down tilt. I mean, down tilt, down strong could be the ticket here. But yeah, so far it really feels like Saols just has a hard time dealing with Kingu's edge guarding overall.
Yeah, well, he's hard time getting around Kingu's aggressive options, man. This guy overshoots so much on his smash attacks to catch out people like going off stage or random interviews, and especially with how low down strong can hit, because it hits high and low.
It hits everywhere.
Out. And Saols is now caught off stage, looking for an up air reversal, doesn't quite get anything. This is free back air for Kingu. This is free damage right now. Saols is being just a bit too blatant off stage, and Kingu's eating him alive for it. 50%. It continues. 62. It's still going. Do we see a counter on the icicles? No, but do we see a hit on the up B? Yes. 69% Ragtonic keeps going with this.
It's never ends.
Neutral B!
Yeah, such a scary neutral B. Saols just barely making it, like, raising the blast zone on that one, honestly. And that's going to allow him to get back some kind of stage advantage, but not for long, that's for sure. But there's the F strong as a meaty. We know that Saols loves this one, loves having F strong as a meaty. Now, like, there's still so much to do for Saols.
Ooh. Kingu swings too early with the down strong. Doesn't quite find that one either, but you can see exactly what he's looking for. He's looking for any tech chase, any sort of tech option into that down strong to catch both sides. Saols lands very aggressively with that down air. Can do it though, it's quite safe, and has led to a way back in. 69%. Just a few hits from Atlas, puts on so much damage so quickly. No counter from Kingu. I don't understand why he's not putting the counter on these projectiles.
Yeah, I think he just might not be realizing it, but Saols like right now is out of options at this point. No air dodge, gets the down air into F strong. Really, Saols? Really? That's how you're gonna end the game? Really? Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta respect it, because I'm not gonna lie, he's done that landing 3 times in a row, and all 3 times Kingu got hit. He isn't quite respecting how willing Saols is to swing with with this down air, and so it's working out. But knowing Kingu, I think he can adapt, and hopefully will, because that's it's some very stupid ways to lose some stuff, to be honest. He's just not quite really being aware and gets caught off guard for it. And now we go on to Forest. Now, yes, once again, Ellis does love the stage. So does Claren. But I'm actually with you here. I don't like the stage. I don't think this is a good pick at all. I'm very scared of Kingu, to be honest.
Yeah, but again, like, Claren has counter. Like, if Kingu can use counter just a little bit more on those icicles, I feel like it can quickly become Claren's stage, Claren's playground. And maybe Kingu is kind of counting on it. But again, we haven't seen him use down B that much. So we'll see. We'll see how it works out.
So far, Saols is the one that takes the lead.
Like, immediate dash attack into the fair. Like, Saols is not wasting any time right now. Just not wasting any time. He wants his third rematch of the weekend against Genarog. Like, he wants it. He wants it so bad.
Yeah, and he's doing a good job of it right now, pressuring with after a jump from that dash attack. And the other part of the stage is that it's really small. So Ellis can get up in your face really quickly, and Claren wants to maintain space a little bit more in this matchup. So, yeah, again, he's not a big fan. I think Saols is using the stage a lot better than Kingu so far, and we're not really seeing the reason why Kingu would counter this. He's not getting an edge guard either. He can never quite get the finish off. And it's another down air from that position. Gives Saols a reversal, and probably the stock as well if he can finish his edge guard. Not quite.
It doesn't seem like
an adaptation.
Yeah. I just think Kingu was a little bit too low for Saols to actually go for that edge guard. He might want to be playing just a little bit more safe than we usually see him play. But here the resources just going away, and that's going to be an up air real quick. The up air express straight to the blast zone.
F Strong finally gets the stock back for Kingu, but there's work to be done, man. We're not really respecting the innate cheese built into this bear. Just enough, really, and as a result, he's taking a quick fat lead. Even after whipping the fair, he continues his pressure. Saols is just playing with confidence and playing with poise right now. Kingu gets the nair, but doesn't get any of the launching hitboxes, so he can't quite find a combo. Saols keeping off the stage, getting these fair swings as well now. Kingu has to go low, gets back on stage with the up B. Chases a little bit, gets the nair, neutral B, but DI from Saols means again there's no combo. And man, for a heavyweight that's a fast faller, Atlas is looking hard to put significant damage on.
Yeah, and I will say though, very good call out here for Kingu, just following up the DI with the neutral B. That's going to put him back in the game. But like, again, Saols has slowed down just a little right now. It's getting blended to hell. The up B almost was it though, but yeah. Saols right now just struggling to get that final hit right now.
Oh my god, yeah. Struggling is the opposite word. He is whiffing a lot of this, and he's pushed to the side of the stage. Has his jump, doesn't quite have a free recovery though. Kingu snipes him out, doesn't get the downer this time. Neutral B comes out, he has the air dodge. Oh, and he makes it back on the stage. Finally though, counter!
Yeah, and again with the air dodge, doesn't get the tech off of the back here, and Saols is now up 2-0 against Kingu. It is still a very close match overall, but like, Saols is making it through just with the skin of his teeth every single time.
Yeah, just about, man. Every single time it is just about. He just about clutches the last game. He just about closes that game. But man, there's work to be done from Kingu here. We've seen him adapt to the down airs now. He's shielding a fair few of them, and we've seen him like just take a little bit more control in the game. Like you said, Saols was in the blender for like a solid 30 seconds there. He was in full control. We just need to see him maintain it if we're going to see a close set between these two players. Or are we going to see Saols manage to find some reversals or just control of neutral and just take this set with a clean 3-0?
It's going to be very close either way. That is for sure. Saols is again slipping and sliding all across the stage, getting some very nice fairs as well. We're getting floor hogged, but still, that is a lot of pressure to put down on that tiny little cat. Down tilt, doesn't get the drop down from the ledge. But there's the fair once again. There are the icicles. Again, no counter on those icicles. And there's the F strong in order to cover that recovery. And Saols is still once again in the lead.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how many times we can say it. We are saying the counterplay. Like, I think there might be a reason why Kingu's not opting for it. I don't know what it is. It gets you your jump back. It gives you so many recurring minutes. It gives you invincibility. You have no reason to be opting for your usual bread and butter side use. You have a way of diffusing this edge guarding. You should be using it. You should be getting around that. But instead, Kingu is eating fat edge guards, fat percent for no real reason. Finally gets the hitfall on the fair, takes that first stop, but work to be done, man. He's off stage. He gets to take on the down air, just about survives, but Saols gets back on with a back air. And I also want to see some adaptation around the way that he's so aggressive every time he recovers Saols, especially from the corner. It feels like Kingu should be catching on to this, but he's not, and Saols is just sort of running away with it.
Yeah, that's the big thing. Like right now, Saols. Again, I was pitching Saols as a very aggressive player, very akin to Prime Bleb in Rivals 1. And it is showing right now. Like, we are not seeing a very patient Saols on display. Like, you should be able to actually catch how aggressive that bear can be. But again, it is Claren. She does have a very explodable recovery either way. So it can be kind of hard. But again, we are talking about the counterplay, the literal counterplay in that case. And yeah, we're not seeing that much of it. And the fair armor is going to allow Saols to put Kingu potentially on his last stock of the tournament.
Shields the down air this time. He's starting to get used to those. Another down air comes out. Rab somehow finds this mark. He was miles away, but Kingu has eaten 32% very quickly. He wants to find a kill on that. That looked like it should have been Baby Dash down strong. I think he missed an input just then. That was a dead bear. Maybe we can find it this way. Back throw F strong. Not quite gonna do it. It's so heavy.
Yeah, he's so heavy and you're just so far from the other ledge. Like, this could be the best. A down strong missing? Am I crazy? The down strong missed? On the platform? Allowing Saols to continue the pressure?
Oh, and again,
Blessed day, I would say.
He doesn't counter a single one of the icicles, and it just gets eaten alive by the edge guard of Echoes, and Saols takes the set 3-0.
Yeah, just one miss down strong. It's like the alternate timeline where down strong actually doesn't hit. And you're like, yeah, if it doesn't hit, it is kind of punishable on paper. Like, that's the thing, it has to not hit, which is like a rare occurrence with Kingu as well.
Yeah. Yeah, he was just slightly whiffing in terms of spacing on those down airs at the very end there, and it yeah, it's too costly, man. You can't whiff on those opportunities. You have to even it up as quickly as possible, otherwise Saols is very good at using the rage to take stocks like that, and he does so. Takes it 3-0. I think until that last game, it was the dictionary definition of 3-0, but it was close though. But there, it was just kind of domination. And like you said, Saols gets his opportunity at a rematch once again against Genarog in the grand final.
Yeah, and potentially another 2 sets, which needs to go through against that dang fleet he has, which has been troubling him so much this weekend. Like, at this one, yeah, Saols kind of has a general problem. It's going to be interesting to see if he manages to finally adapt. But Genarog's been, like, he's been getting better and better at actually edgeguarding Saols.
Yeah, I think so too. I think he's only grown in the matchup so far, and it is very much the impetus now lies in Saols to sort of learn himself. He can't fall back on just playing S-less anymore. He has to figure out what is special about S-less. Apart from the edge guards, which he's very good at. He's fantastic at those balls from ledges to S-smash. I love those, but he was very clueless in the corner in that first set. Did not know how to escape it. He was jumping far too much into those aerials, and he sort of returned from it. And even it meant that even without an edge guards from Genarog, just dying too early, just dying too early. So now he has to figure something out. He has to figure out how Genarog's pressuring him. He has to figure out how to break open Genarog's shell. He has to figure out the timings. maybe mixing up some more movement in there. I would like to see perhaps like more use of the ice, just wave dash back and forth, or maybe dash back and forth, and keep Genarog guessing, because I don't think Genarog is guessing that much. He has the answer to the question, it just takes really long for his working out. It does get there, so we need harder questions.
Yeah, well, it really is a matter of like asking the correct questions at this point. And again, I think it's also going to come down to player in a player-to-player matchup as well, because at this point we're still looking at a matchup that is not too common overall, especially in Europe. Fleet versus Atlas. This is not a common matchup in any way, shape, or form. So at this point, you really gotta have to start and get a read on the players themselves.
Yeah, Saols right now just moving around the platform. This is what I meant by patient airless. Saols really like this Hodojo for some reason. Don't know why. I think this stage surely must be bad for that, especially the way it's down side schools. But he likes to move around and wave us around the top side of the platform, and then come in with these sort of aggressive areas like you see with the down and there. So that's how you see something you can move mix up right now. I personally think that usage of the ground would probably be a better way to approach the matchup, which is why I'm surprised that he's like still allowing Hodojo, because fighting Fleet in the air is a tough battle, man. Like, you've got to beat some very big areas, whereas if you're coming from the ground and mixing up on the ground, then I think you have a few more ways to open them up. But still, the approach is working really well. Saols is put on 120% with just kind of nickel and diming, not even like any big extensions. Gets the down air, doesn't quite get the final hit, unfortunately, but it's looking good for the bear.
Yeah, and that's the other thing as well. Like, Saols is warmed up from the previous game, nonetheless, and Genarog might need just a little bit to get back into the groove, you know? So we might be seeing Genarog starting to turn off the heat, maybe in the next stock, but I think, yeah, the first stock is going to go Saols' way pretty dominantly. Surfing
side is putting on some serious hurt right now. Fleet not really finding any sort of response. Gets the down air though. Can we go deeper than that? Gets a down air on the up air attempt. Can we get another one? Down air? No, he's projectile invincible that time. That was when he should have been using back air, but Saols mixes it up really nicely, mixes up the options that Genarog has to use. And so Genarog has to do yet another edge guard attempt. He's going to take that, but actually Saols was sent too far and he didn't have quite the momentum to get back to the wall. And so we are evened up after a very rough start, I want to say. Genarog was brought us back.
I mean, that's the thing. That was a very smart arrow from Genarog, because Saols was forced to actually let go of the up-B early in order to pass through this arrow, because you know up-B has kind of a little bit of projectile invincibility on the startup, but because he left the up-B too early, he was just too short to actually reach the wall. But that was a very good trap. But as we speak, Genarog once again putting down a lot of pressure right now on Saols, trying to read the tech with the down strong, but Saols immediately going all the way out there, setting up the side B, and yeah, that is just way too far for poor Squirrel to actually get back.
Yeah, Genarog had to like go some weird way to avoid the icicles without going way too far from the stage itself, and so can't quite make it back with Saols holding the ledge. Very slow from him. Back air though, that is way too risky to be charging up B there. I think you just have to launch and pray you can get to the wall. That is so easy for Genarog to catch out, and Genarog finally gets that edge guard that he's been looking for. And he evens up stocks, but not percent. Saols, clearly not at all discouraged by that. Answers back with some hefty damage.
Yep. But so far, it's still looking a little bit rough for Genarog, but we can rack up the percentage pretty quick, especially with this mine. We've got the fares as well. Saols manages to make it back to the stage by just sneaking up and above. But yeah, on the back air, I almost thought this one was gonna kill, honestly. I saw the DI and I was like, yeah, this is definitely gonna kill, and no, just barely.
Oh, great parry. Saols using the invincibility to get hit, gets fair. Genarog sent to the other side of the stage, finding his way back into the ledge. Another parry though, brings him off. He doesn't quite get the fair out of it. And up-B's rising hitbox is going to catch him. Down throw into nothing. Still, Saols off stage. Has a double jump, has an air dodge. Many options.
He has
to
his
get
resources.
Genarog down B the wrong way.
Yeah, this was rough to watch, honestly. like Genarog was in a really strong position to actually finish things off with Saols, but then all of a sudden Saols manages to get back onto the stage and just gets the ledge hog just like that. As yeah, the down B just went into the wrong direction, and then yeah, you can just ledge hog fleet.
Yeah, a few weird flubs from Genarog in that game. Not at all what you expect from him on some of those recoveries, but hopefully he'll be alright in this one. Maybe it is finally, like you mentioned at the start of the block, the gas starting to run out perhaps. Like Saols seems completely unfazed, but perhaps Genarog has finally been caught up with by the demon that is exhaustion, and is going to start struggling a little bit more. Doesn't look too bad right now, but Wind Chime gets transferred, leaving into Saols' own little bit of advantage state.
Yeah, I think the big thing is, if it goes to a reset, it is going to be completely in favor of Saols, I will say. Because it really feels like Genarog is starting to see just a little bit more flaws than usual, and just the stamina getting at him, just overall. So I really feel like a reset would completely go Saul's way. And this is the thing that you absolutely want to avoid, as Genarog finally gets the down air that we've been waiting for like at least a good minute or two. But there's the fair, however, gotta respect that.
Saols spent double jump in the corner, which is the last thing you want to do in this matchup, and so actually didn't have too many recovery mix-ups, so the way that Genarog used projectiles, he actually had like a set trajectory that he had to follow, and couldn't really get past it at all. So yeah, just great edge guard from Genarog, good recognition, and now it's up to him to put on more percent. He's using these platforms on the side of the stage to rack on just some clean percent with projectiles. I like it so far. I think he's been very, very patient about this, but he gets back thrown, and there's no DI on that, but it's not quite going to kill. Ellis, not the strongest with his throws. Still though, he air dodges into him, doesn't get the wave land, and unfortunately gets caught out by that fair in the corner.
Huge player, honestly, for Saols. It's going to get him back a little bit into the game, but you're still at 93%. You still have to deal with Fleet edge guarding you to hell and back. Like, this is going to be a rough one for Saols. There's double down there, manages to just escape barely, but the up B is going to just snap your neck on the way back to the stage.
That's clean, man. He down aired one to put him down, then he down it again to use his air dodge, and he down it again to force the up B, and then the up B, the reverse hitbox of the up B caught him. That was just meticulous from Genarog, who respects the ice hammer coming out from Saols there in the center of the stage. Very weird option, probably another miss input, but it's actually worked out for him. He sort of like managed to claim some space there and put Genarog in the corner. Gets a back air from the corner, reads the roll, doesn't find anything though. Still, Genarog answers back quickly with triple nair.
Yeah, I feel like it was kind of a good call to not go for an immediate down air, because at this point I feel like Saols is very much aware of every down air that Genarog has been trying to send his way.
Yeah.
So I think it was a good call from Genarog not to go for the immediate down air. He finally parries the tornado, and Saols again evens up the stock counter. That's still 92%. You have to deal with, but it is endless. It is going to rack up quick if you let him.
Genarog pushing to the side of the stage. Ooh, the tornado catches his charge and he gets fared as a result. He's been sent really far, but down B sent in because of his DI in. Great option from Saols, but you can't get around that multi-hit.
Yeah, there were no resources left on Saols' end, so yeah, I'm not too surprised that Genarog just continued to push and push and push and find the kill eventually.
And that was a lot more confident, man. That looks a lot cleaner from Genarog, I think. There was far less scrambling, and maybe that's why Saols likes Hodojo, because he can sort of, how to say, claim space really quickly and get in your face really quickly. With Tempest, you're given a lot of height mix-ups, and the space is a little bit wider as a whole. And I think that sort of space gives Genarog the ability to use his projectiles a bit more in neutral, and apply some pressure that way, and then come in with his aerials. And so, yeah, great counter pick from him, and great play in general. As he pushes himself all the way off stage, and yeah, I like it. Even if it didn't work out, I like it. I like that Genarog is representing some serious offense off stage now. I don't think Saols can ever, again, breathe easy when Genarog is the one edge guarding him, and I think that's a serious warning sign to put on Atlas that can rack up that mental stack when you're playing against a player, because now you know that there's not an easy part of the game anymore where you can take a breather, and it sort of just builds.
Yeah, it just builds. I mean, Saols is still going to be able to get that little fair real quick. You know, get the first stock, get the advantage here. So, you know, you can still breathe to an extent, I will say. Like, you can still get some very early kills. But now, no resources. Managed to get back onto the stage, though, barely. And,
yeah, he's really good at his jump right now, Saols. So he always kind of has a mix-up here, like from the corner or onto ledge every single time he gets back.
Yeah, I think Saols might have been looking for the freeze here, but was just a little bit too far. I don't think going for the freeze against Fleet is necessarily a good idea, because she's really not a grounded character in any way, shape, or form. But like, you can try. I guess you can try.
Yeah. It's a rare mix-up that I would do like once or twice a set maybe, but no more than that. I don't really want to see any more of those options because it's clearly not working out for Saols right now, who after losing the stock from a grab has taken a lot of percent, got parried really early on, and actually Genarog has found a lot of those parries early stock because I think Saols is just a bit belligerent when he gets off the platform, swings very freely, either with icicles or with his fists. Or balls, however you want to say it, which gives Genarog some free opportunities here. Wind Chime comes out, but Saols just uses it to mix back onto the platform. That's nice. Still though, how is he going to get more percent here? He edge cancels the life from the parry on the icicles, but he gets pushed to the other corner instead. Genarog is not letting a hold of him right now.
We're seeing so many more parries during the second game. Like, it is kind of insane to think about. The Upstrong is going to take the stock for Genarog. He's going to be taking the lead once again in this game. But like, my gosh, they have been so consistent on those parries on this game too. It's kind of crazy to see. And it really, yeah, once again, it really feels like they're starting to understand each other's patterns.
Yeah, definitely. Genarog, though, is the one that's taking the big lead from this understanding. Saols into back with the back air, gets him back on the stage very freely. But he doesn't really have any ice on the floor now, so he's going to try and be using the air. Genarog gets him off of him, but he's a fair to the face, and even across stage on Go-Dive Delta, he's dead. And Saols manages to even up his stocks. Another down B comes out, and this time works. That should have been a free parry for Genarog, but clearly not as good as that option as we once thought. Still, though, this is a perilous situation for the bear. Has to use the wall to mix up, and how is he going to get back? Not without wounds.
Yeah, not without casualties, I will say. Especially as Genarog is trying to get the most sneaky snipes in existence. Also interrupts the down air, like, kind of miraculously. Saols is finally back on stage, but we've still eaten 96% overall. This is not looking too great
Still,
for the North Pole.
Care about Flora get this percent, so he could find a lot of 3%. Instead, he gets it from the down B, only gets the first hit of Upstrong, so he doesn't get that much percent. The combo is fair off of it instead. Brilliant adaptation from Saols, who's keeping a clear head. Has Genarog in the corner, can't quite find anything because Genarog stalls off stage. Very good from Genarog, who makes it back onto stage, pressuring with Fair a little bit, trades with icicles. Saols coming down with that Fair Hunger, doesn't quite find anything. He's looking for rising back edge, gets Genarog in the air. I think he wants a Fair, but Genarog's not giving him the option. He's pressuring again with Fair. Tornado set up. Can he find anything in the corner? Saols finds his way out. Saols has him as the corner. Can Saols find a way back in? It's going back and forth.
And the Valorant is going to do it. And Genarog now one game away from taking the Monthly of Ever. Saols is going to have to maybe slow it down just a little bit. Just a little tad right now.
Yeah.
I'd say take a breather. No, they're not taking a breather. He's not taking a breather. Never mind.
Man, this guy doesn't care. I'm so used to players like when they first like really start getting this far consistently, wanting to take their time with it and breathe. But sometimes inexperience is what breeds that impatience. I really do think you're right. I think Saols should really take a moment because he's getting antsy in these last hit situations. It's a lot of rising back air. It's the tool he relies on the most because it's very active big, hitbox, very safe, but when you're starting to swing in the air so much, you have to land at some point. Genarog's not letting him get these landings for free, and then he's pressuring in the corner with these fairs, and he's saying, hey, do something, do something, do something. I promise you nothing that will happen if you just try and swing, and then he swings and he gets back in.
Yep, I mean, look at that. Like, Saols right now is suffocating under the pressure that Genarog is putting down off stage. Like, this is not, we're not looking at the same matchup that we were seeing during the two previous encounters this weekend between the two players. Honestly, it is really looking suffocating for the bear user. Like, he's been shown like real fleet gameplay, and It really seems like he doesn't like it.
Easy
just
plan
like
there,
that.
man. I love it. The way that he used side B to first say, hey, you're going to have to up B again. Then he up B air dodges to try and get out of the situation for another aerial. And then it's like, oh, you've gone this far. Well, that's perfectly within my comfortable range of aggression. Takes him all the way there. But Saols brings him off stage and gets a down air. Quick answer back on the edge guard. He said, I can do this, War. I can edge guard you just as well as you can edge guard me. Watch me.
We're kind of going back to a situation where Saols is going to go for those very aggressive recoveries. Could parry though, not gonna get anything out of it on Genarog's side. But Saols is putting down a lot, I feel like, onto this wall. And it's putting him in such miserable situations. I think we're out of resources. And yeah, once again, with the arrow kind of shortening his up B, like, Genarog just knows. He sees everything at this point.
Genarog at this point is suffocating, like you said, suffocating Saols' options off stage. He is actually getting a hold of them really well, and Saols isn't really finding a way back on stage freely anymore. Genarog is pressuring him too hard. He's off stage yet again, and I think he's going to get off %. I think it could be the end. He's put off stage. He air dodges up. Here's the up B. Finally, Saols makes it back onto the ledge, but he ate 54 in the process.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I don't think this is going to be over anytime soon. Like, yes, he is on stage, but like right now, he is just unable to find any kind of opening onto that pesky squirrel, the pesky Italian squirrel. There's the parry. Genarog thankfully does not manage to punish it in time, but still, Saols finally finding maybe just a little bit of air, just the little bit of air that he needs. With down air, with side B, with whatever he can and muster. But the shield is really low.
Yeah, lots of damage on the shield and lots of damage on Etalus as well. 101% Saols off stage, avoids the up strong, but still caught onto platform. He has to find a way out. Genarog tries to use a platform cancel with the up B, but gets caught out. Doesn't actually manage to establish anything. Down B's the wrong way. We saw that at the beginning, and once again it rears its ugly head. These execution errors can be so pivotal, and he can't afford to make any more. He needs to stop. Doesn't get the down strong, gets the up strong. That's up strong. That's there.
Yep. Just like that, Genarog manages to take down Saols one more time and manages to also take the last bracket of the weekend, the Monthly Reaver number 9 for EU. Congratulations to Genarog for this victory. Like, this was well fought, honestly. Like, again, it is not easy going through literally 3 events, 4 events for Genarog even, in one weekend. Like, this is a test of endurance.
Yeah, and he's been fighting so hard, man. It's not just this one that was hard for. He ended up getting 4 for third at a third on Friday. Then he got second yesterday. It's been so close to victory every time this weekend, but just not quite there. But Genarog finally seals the deal. He finally takes it home. He was by far the best player in the bracket today, and it's just so deserved.
Yeah, and with that, that does mean that we do have Genarog in first, Saols in second, Kingu in third, Firmiggio in fourth, Firmiggio, yeah. Lily and Mankinen in fifth, and then DonCascone and Guthix in seventh. Congratulations to all of the people who entered the bracket and made it this far, honestly. But
Sure.
the evening is not done. In fact, the evening has just begun, because we've got a stacked NA bracket coming up at Monthly of Ever. And when I say stacked, I mean stacked. All finding out for $100 in cash prize. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back with the stream.
Yeah. Thank you very much for watching.